Hi, I'm Anne Ahokangas. Join with me in consciousness as we enter into the stillness, into the love of spirit, into a state of unlimited possibilities, into the power of the One, into the awareness of the One. Close your eyes. Sit comfortably with your feet flat on the floor and just relax your whole body. Keep your eyes closed throughout the whole guided meditation and bring your awareness inward. Without straining or concentrating, just relax and gently allow the words I speak to be the words of your own heart. Allow your thoughts of the day to be set aside for a few moments of connection. Connecting with the divinity within. So join me in the I, for there is only one thing going on here. Take a deep breath in. Hold it for a moment. And let it out with a sigh. Right here and right now, I acknowledge that the God presence within me is my infinite source of good. It is my infinite source of good ideas. God in me gives me the ideas and the talent to make me successful in all that I endeavor. Everything I do prospers. For the Spirit in me acts through me, in me, and as me, bringing about my good ideas into creation. I have unique and wonderful talents. I have unique and wonderful ideas. I am so grateful for this wisdom, for the Spirit within me. Today I choose to release the word but from my vocabulary, and instead I am open to new possibilities. I choose the good that I wish to be. I choose the good that I wish to have. I choose the good that I wish to do. And I release all ifs, ands, or buts. I believe in divine ideas. I believe in the Spirit within me. I open my mind to right ideas. I open my mind to healthy ideas. I accept a healthy idea about myself. And this healthy idea about myself heals me. This healthy idea about myself keeps me open to possibilities. I feel so grateful to be this intimately connected. I accept a happy idea about myself. And this happy idea about myself makes me a happy person. I easily connect with happy people. And life brings about happy conditions. I am so grateful for my happiness. I accept a loving idea about myself. I love myself fully. I love this good in me. I love this God in me. I am a loving person, and I am love. I am this love of God in me as me, right here and right now. I have found the power within me to control all my experiences. Right here and right now, life meets me exactly as I meet life. Today, I meet life with an enthusiastic attitude. I meet life with a joyful attitude. Joy and enthusiasm send out positive vibrations to everyone and everything in my experience. And my joy and enthusiasm are reflected back to me. I program myself every day for health, happiness, love, success, prosperity, and money. I am so grateful for the spirit within me. I open my mind to the presence of spirit within me. That is who I am. Today I unlearn sickness and I learn health. I unlearn sadness and I learn happiness. I unlearn hatred and I learn love. I unlearn failure and I learn success. Spirit within me is generous in all things. I have an abundance of health which overflows and becomes a healing power to everyone and everything that is part of my reality. I have an abundance of happiness which flows out of me and uplifts me and others. I have an abundance of love. My life is a great romance, because whatever good I desire, I attract it to me. I am in love with life. I have an abundance of success and prosperity. I have an abundance of success and prosperity, which moves me to greater and greater experiences of the prosperity of life. Through the presence of spirit within me, I am experiencing an abundance of all good. I am prosperous. I am grateful for the spirit within me. Right here and now, I know exactly what I desire. And as I decide it in my heart and in my mind, I become a magnet for it. And I believe in the good that I desire. For I know that the desire means that it already exists for me. So I see and feel myself being what I want to be, doing what I want to do, and having what I want to have. My positive thinking leads me to positive action, and I get positive results. I am so grateful for the spirit within me. I now feed my mind with the idea of health. I mentally and spiritually feast upon the idea of health. I am nourished by the idea that spirit within me is my health. And this divine idea keeps me healthy. I am nourished by the idea of happiness. I turn to the presence and power of the spirit within me, and I am full of ideas of happiness. My happiness is overflowing as I spread it around. I am nourished by the idea of love. God in me loves me. The love of spirit operating through me draws all the right people into my experience for every right purpose. I am enjoying the love, friendship, companionship, and romance of life. I am nourished by the idea of success and prosperity. The presence and power of spirit in me gives me every reason to be successful. I am continually being led and guided into new feasts of success and prosperity. Every time I speak my world into existence. Every time I speak my world into existence. Please join with me in affirming, and so it is.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Hamilton. Welcome to everyone who's here in the sanctuary. Welcome to everyone who's online watching us as you do every Sunday. We are, as always, very appreciative of your presence. And a special welcome to our guests, the son of Reverend Ann and his family. We've heard so much about you, and now you're here. Welcome. So you know that 10% of everything that we receive goes out to bless our community, and we are blessing Unity Canada and New Hope Community Bikes. And my name is Marcia Daly. I'm your presider for today. And as always, today is the fourth Sunday of the month, and this is when the kids are here. So we're going to have them come in. This is where we get a lot of energy coming in addition to what we already have.
Here they come. Come on here. They're all ready for
So our power of the month is understanding. We have been going through this power, talking about it for the entire month of July. The color is gold. It's not your eyes. Yes, we are. I'm sure that was a trick, you know? Yes. So let's say the affirmation together. The divine spirit is present in all situations and every relationship. The perfect outcome is being revealed to me now. My understanding of truth directs my life. The infinite fills my awareness with all I require at this time. I am understanding.
I am who I am. I am who I am. Who I am is just perfect. I am who I am. I have all I need here inside of me. I start each new day. And I remember to say, I am who I am. I am who I am. Who I am is just perfect. I am who I am. I don't have to worry. I have all I need. I start each new day, and I remember to say, I am who I am. I am who I am. Who I am is just perfect. I am who I am. If I'm feeling worried, I take a deep breath. I start each new day, and I remember to say, I am who I am. I am who I am. Who I am is just perfect. I am who I am. Who I am is just perfect. I am who I
Oh, it's such a lovely energy with little kids. I'm glad we do this. So I'm Reverend Ann Ahokangas. Thank you for being with me here. And if you're at home or somewhere watching, I'm glad you're here. Something I like to do is prayer. And today it happens to be opening prayer. But what it really is taking a moment to remember the truth of who I am. And so take a moment and close your eyes and join with me in the I am. Because there is only one thing going on here, and it's spirit expressing as me and everything in life. And as I breathe into this realization, I recognize that I live, breathe, and have my being within this infinite field of absolute love and pure potentiality. And I know that everything is always perfect just as it is, and that I am exactly where I need to be at any given time. So I relax. I relax into knowing that that is true. And I relax also into knowing that I create through my beliefs and my thoughts. And so today I believe I'm supported. I believe that I am loved. I know that God is who I am. So with a grateful heart, I let go and I let it be so. Please join with me in affirming. And so it is. Because I'm going to give myself permission even more.
That's right. I give myself permission. I give myself permission. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. You're playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I
And for today's absolute word, the word is divine order. And the affirmation, I divinely order my life.
Again, imperfection.
I swear I'm on test today. How often have I felt disappointed when something did not work out as I had planned or hoped, only to discover a benefit I had not anticipated? Understanding that a seeming obstacle may actually be an unrecognized opportunity, I resist the temptation to wonder why the setback is happening. Instead, I center myself and align with my innate divinity so I can discern what is mine to do. I may become aware that another time would be better for pursuing my plan, or perhaps an insight will arise from what appeared to be failure, from which I could perceive a way forward that will accomplish even greater good. I use divine order, mind, idea, manifestation to be patient and trusting in all situations. I use it to create the best outcomes.
Hi, Gertie. And Sandy. Hi, Sandy, man. Angel Gilbert. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me learn from all the ways I fall. Let me learn from all the ways I fall. Oh, let me know that love can heal us all. Let me know that love can heal us all. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me share the good that overflows. Let me share the good that overflows. Oh, let my stance rebuild the path of peace. Let my stance rebuild the path of peace. Oh, let me talk each day a little kinder. Let me talk each day a little kinder. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, and you know, it's funny, we were joking about words being incorrect on the slides and things, and the focus has been on perfectly imperfect, and how can we make peace with the fact that things that we want to be a certain way are just our own desire for it to be a certain way, but that it's perfect just the way that it is. So we're going to celebrate the beauty of living today as the last time we talk about perfection, maybe for the next little while. So the affirmation is, I embrace imperfection and accept all of myself. And that can be a tough one, can't it? For whatever reasons. So the pursuit of perfection is actually a misunderstanding that limits your experience and potential. Because I know there was, especially as I was growing up, there was a lot of things that I wouldn't do unless I thought that I could do it really well. And I met somebody, she was from my childhood. She would have been in grade 6 and grade 7 maybe with me. And I saw her years later. She was working as a nurse overseas, and she had come to have her hair done with me back when I was a hairdresser. And she said, "Oh, Anne, are you still really good at everything you do?" And I said, you know what? I've come to discover that I was only really good at everything I did because I only did the things I was good at in front of anybody. And I didn't do the things that I wasn't good at in front of anybody. So I gave the illusion of being really good at everything. Now, as a consequence, I pursued learning how to do things, but I'm certainly a jack of all trades and a master of none. And that's really the whole idea, is do what makes your heart sing, no matter how good the outcome might be, because it's for you, not for anybody else. So I'd like to look at anxiety as a lifestyle. How many have that once in a while? And how about self-doubt and supposed to, or shoulding, and being cool and always in control? I thought these are a nice way to wrap up the month. So how about cultivating calm and stillness and letting go of anxiety as a lifestyle? So I know that many of us know how to do calm, right? You breathe, that calms you down when you start to focus on your breath. But are you able to be still and not fall asleep? Depends on the age you're at. I say that coming from my perspective. So, is anxiety a constant in your life? And has that become kind of the normal way of being? I remember doing a project, and it took me about, it must have been 400 hours. I spent like 12 hours a day working on it. And when it was done, I felt depressed after it was done. But it wasn't depression. My husband reminded me that normal people feel calm like you are right now, and that the level of stress and anxiety that I put myself under was not normal, not the normal way to be. And it was a real aha moment for me to recognize that I didn't have to live in anxiety, and that feeling calmness, peacefulness, not accomplishing anything was actually okay. So have you experienced that? And thought, well, maybe I'm depressed, but it's actually, no, you're being normal. So have you ever decided to do something and everything got worse? I have to share that when I was first learning metaphysical teachings, and they said, you just think it and it starts to happen in your life. Well, yes, but at the same time, when I was trying to force something to happen, what I was actually thinking about was the opposite of that. I was thinking about the fact that it didn't exist, and so I had to force it to happen. So in thinking about it not existing, what did I get? But experiences of it not existing. And that was so frustrating to learn. So how can you be calm and still and allow for whatever it is that is your heart's desire to show up and not get in the way? And that's what we talk about, being in the flow. And it's a real fine line. So if it's showing up as, I don't know, think about this one. We were talking about something this morning, about losing weight or something. The moment that you think about losing weight, you gain 5 pounds. Or the moment that you think about going on a diet, you're starving. It's the same kind of idea. Or the moment that you think, oh, well, I want to generate more money, and all of a sudden you get a bill for $1,000. That's that same idea. So as you start developing an awareness about wholehearted living, your body may say, I'm going to help you embrace this new way of living by making it difficult for you to ignore the things that have been getting in the way, like anxiety or weight or sleeplessness or worry. So when things go bass-ackwards, as they say, ask yourself, okay, so this is old patterning. How can I change my way of being? What can I trust in more? And, they say you can't get the answer to the problem at the same level as the problem. You have to change something. So if you become too stressed or worry-ridden, you get reminded. So perhaps you've had something in the last little while that's reminding you to just take a breath, to just relax, or yawn. That's good too. It's one of my big releases, actually. Have you ever had energy work done, and then you feel really tired afterwards? And that's really that relaxing into the process. That's showing you how tense you actually were. Like people do tapping, for instance, and when they're tapping away a problem, they're yawning through the whole thing, because what they're actually doing is letting go of the unseen tension that's in the body. So we're an interesting human species. So are you willing to commit to a way of living where anxiety is a reality but not a lifestyle? Because I mean, I'm not going to say to you, don't be anxious. That just would be craziness. But notice when you are, ask yourself why, and how would you rather be? And if you can't do anything about it, maybe relax instead. So how do you do it? By cultivating calm and stillness in your life and making these practices the norm. I have the privilege of every couple of years having my son and his family here to visit us, wherever we're living in Canada. And that's one of the things he talks about in living in Finland, is there is such a balance there of working hard, but then also being in nature and being outdoors and just enjoying each other rather than watching television or media. You know, they get together and have house parties and cook with each other and do things like that rather than the things that we tend to do here. I'm not saying everybody, but, and he was saying like he wouldn't trade where he's living for anything because the culture cultivates that. So how can you cultivate that in your life? Calm and stillness may sound like the same things, but they're actually really different, and we need both. Calm is creating a perspective and mindfulness while managing emotional reactions. So being calm in the face of things that might throw you off. Calm is to bring perspective to something complicated and feel the feelings without reacting, if you can. Or to at least notice them sooner than you might normally. And stillness, for many, can be difficult to put into practice. I know in my healing process this year, I had to sit a lot. Now, it's not that I didn't sit a lot before. I was on the computer a lot, but I had to for my healing process. And so I had to find a way to be still and be satisfied. And I've learned that. Can you do that? Can you just sit until the anxiety goes away without falling asleep? Because that can be a tough call. Periods of quiet reflection and alone time are another way. So how much you do that? Yeah. Some of you have lots of it, and some don't have many. Some people like to garden at this time of year. That's the way to kind of get that reflection time. I do art or work with my sewing machines. Periods of quieting your body and mind as a way to feel less anxious and overwhelmed is really the thing. So maybe you can call out what would be something that calms your mind when you're fishing, okay? Music. Swimming. Dancing. Jigsaw puzzles. See, that would cause the opposite for me. Good for you. See, I get competitive then, and competitiveness is anxiety and Stillness is not about focusing on nothingness. It's about creating space. And it's to remember that that's what you're doing and that it's really valuable. And it's opening up an emotionally clutter-free space to allow for feeling and thinking and dreaming and questioning. Because sometimes our dissatisfaction isn't really about our life or things in our life. It's about not giving time to dream. And I'm remembered about that again with a 3.5-year-old. Constantly, like everything is fabulous. She's having blueberries in the morning and dancing, doing a happy dance because it tastes so good in her mouth. I mean, how many of us do that? And really just be in the moment. We all have ways of managing anxiety. So do you overfunction or maybe underfunction when you have anxiety? So let's look at that. Overfunctioners tend to move quickly to advise, to rescue, to take over, to micromanage, to get other people's business rather than looking inward. And so if you've got someone who's really trying to micromanage your life, they're under stress in some way. They're overfunctioning. And that's the clue. Underfunctioners, on the other hand, tend to get less capable. All of a sudden, they don't know how to do anything. And everybody has to do it for them because they totally shut down. And you can probably recognize it in yourself. Sometimes it's one, sometimes it's the other. Or maybe you know people like that and you think, why have they become so needy and so fragile? And it's because that's how they're trying to cope with stress. So these behaviors are actually patterned responses to anxiety rather than the truth of who they are or who you are. And to know that you can choose differently. So an overachiever, are you willing to embrace your vulnerabilities in the face of anxiety? And that's the thing with the puzzles, when I said it would give me anxiety. Because in some ways, I've always been an overachiever, trying to do not better than someone else, but better than my expectations of my best. And then an underfunctioner, are you willing to work to increase your strengths and abilities? You know, we had a conversation this week about how, you know, even in the fear of aging, we have a tendency to develop phobias. And if we let them take over, we become very insular. And things like, oh, now I'm afraid to drive, for instance, or, oh, I'm afraid to go to restaurants because I'm nervous about all these people, or I don't like to be in places where there's too much noise because I'm so used to being in quiet. And that we can really create such a small world for ourselves if we're not constantly engaging in some way. So I invite you to think about, have you been doing that, and in what way, and what might you do to just bust out of that a little bit? Because kids aren't there, and they're our best example. You know, do the happy dance next time you have blueberries. Experiment with different forms of still and quiet too, and find something that works for you. Maybe it's walking alone. Or I asked my son, he's going to his dad's cottage, what are you looking forward to the most? And he says, being out on the lake with the canoe. You know, just connecting. So what creates an emotional opening for you? So let's look at self-doubt and supposed to. Cultivating meaningful work, and I don't mean necessarily work that you're paid for, but letting go of self-doubt and supposed to in whatever you're doing, whether it be art or singing or cooking or whatever you might think of. You have gifts and talents, and when you nurture those gifts and share them with the world, you create a sense of meaning and purpose. And you also, without knowing it, you give other people the opportunity to feel like I can do that too, maybe in something else, because they're seeing you doing it. So wasting your gifts brings distress in your life. I don't know if you've thought about that. Things that you've suppressed that make your heart sing, when you don't do them, there is this underlying level of stress and anxiety because there's a part of you that feels unfulfilled, that wants to express. That's what you came here for. And you pay for it with your emotional and physical well-being. You know, some people get migraines because they're so hard on themselves. Other people have different things. So when you don't use your talents to cultivate meaningful work, you can feel disconnected. And I think that's why the world is so lonely. And that's why when you pass people in the street, they have this look of almost vacant sadness, perhaps is what I would call it. It's a feeling of emptiness. And it's as easy as encouraging others to do what makes their heart sing. Little Freya, who's 3.5, was drawing with me, and of course my method of drawing is very different than hers. She's not holding a pen really well yet and things, and she'd come to me with a piece of paper and say, you know, I want you to draw this for me. And I said, well, why don't you draw it? And she says, well, I don't know how. And I said, well, why don't you just draw it how you know how? Okay. And then she drew it and showed it to me. And I said, so what's that? And she told me what it was. And the thing is that that's what we can do to others, whether they're children or our friends, is to encourage whatever it is that they're doing, because they're playing. Or maybe eventually they'll be playing. when they feel safe enough to do that. So if you're searching for spiritual connection, maybe you should spend more time looking for God. And what? If you are searching for spiritual connection, maybe you spend too much time looking for God outside yourself. I knew that that made sense when I wrote it. Because God is where you are. And what does it mean when I say God is where you are? All the power of the universe is right where you are. It's not in somebody else, somewhere else, in some experience. It's right where you are. And even if you don't know how to work it, to just relax into it. Sharing your gifts and talents with the world is actually the most powerful source of connection with God. So when you're being you, you are more connected to the inner part, that powerful force, than anything else you could do. And yet, who taught us that when we were growing up? Nobody. It was do it my way, not your way. So using your gifts and talents to create meaningful work takes commitment, because in many cases, meaningful work doesn't pay the bills. I mean, there are a lot of people who work because that's where the money comes from. You've got to find the joy somewhere. So if it's not in your work, either keep believing that the work will come that will pay the bills as well, or find things that make your heart sing, and the money will come. Like Emilio is a great example. I mean, well, sometimes his voice doesn't want to sing, but he wants to sing. Yeah, he says he overdoes it. But it's because it makes his heart sing. Like, what a great example he is for all of us to be able to work to the point of absolute exhaustion at something that you enjoy. So maybe you have managed to align everything, and you use your gifts and talents to do exactly what feeds your soul. And how wonderful is that? When we're having coffee, tell us about it. So self-doubt and supposed to. Do you have gremlins? Anybody have gremlins? And they can get in the way of cultivating meaningful work. So maybe everyone has special gifts except me. Maybe you say that. Or like Freya was thinking, well, I can't draw, so you draw it for me. You know, we do that. We defer to somebody else. Or maybe that's why I haven't found them yet, because I've held back. Yes, you do that well, but that's really not a gift. You know, have you had someone say that to you? Well, you know, that's nice that you like doing that, but isn't that kind of a waste of time? According to them, maybe. Or it's not important enough, or it's not as good as somebody else's. So what? To overcome self-doubt and supposed to, start owning the messages from the gremlins. Hear what they're saying to you. And then ask it. Okay, so what? Thanks for sharing. I'm going to do it anyway. Gremlins, if you ignore them, actually get louder. And then they eventually even hit your body physically somehow. So why not acknowledge them? Maybe write down what they've said and look at it and say, is that really true about me? Writing down gremlins' messages doesn't actually give them more power. Some people are afraid that if I write it down, it's going to make it real. Sometimes it makes it really good, because then you can flush it down the toilet. And you can physically see doing it. Or burn it like we do at New Year's. I get it. I see that I'm afraid of this, but I'm going to do it anyway. There's another one that I like to say, even though, I'll do it anyway. Write down your criteria for meaningful when I say meaningful work. Or at least think about it. What does meaningful mean for you? Does that mean when you're doing it, there's a sense of satisfaction? Or are you waiting for someone else to notice, and then it's meaningful? Because life can be fun and inspiring. And it's up to you. So use these as a filter to make decisions about what you do, what you commit to, and how you spend your time. So I would say sometimes it's difficult to choose the work that you do that you're being paid for. But when you're in your free time, say, is this really how I want to spend my time? What's the value that I'm getting from this? And if you're not, then why not change that? So now let's look at letting go of being cool. Who's cool? I like the temperature cool these days. Or always in control. Yeah, those are tough ones for me. They have been. Not so much anymore. So cultivating laughter, song, and dance. One of the things I love about coming here every week is we get to sing at the top of our lungs. Doesn't matter how bad our voices are or how good our voices are or whether we can keep the cadence or any of that. And may we do more of that. So why are laughter, song, and dance so important? Energy, moving energy. And in different ways, aren't they? Think about how exhausted you feel when you've really laughed hard for a while. Like it takes a lot of energy to do that. Same with dancing. And the same with singing, right? This is from Brené Brown. I'm convinced that there's a song, a dance, and a path to laughter for every human emotion. And Anne Lamott says, laughter is a bubbly, effervescent form of holiness. Have you laughed a lot this week? I had the privilege of being the officiant at Jean's celebration of life. And we had quite a bit of laughter in that room. One of the things that was really funny is everybody was laughing and talking so loudly when we wanted to start the program that we put music on. And it was her favorite song, How Can Anyone Ever Tell You That You're Anything Less Than Beautiful? And it was really loud in the room, and this woman comes up to us, Randy and I were at the front, and said, can you turn the music down because we can't hear each other talk? And so when I was facilitating at the beginning, we sent her back to her table and said, soon we're starting. And I said to everyone in the room, I said, you may have been uncomfortable with the music being that loud, but we were trying to get your attention so that we could start the program and just stop talking. And they're all laughing their heads off then when they recognize that there's sort of a beauty in everything that we do. So song, singing, and music actually reaches out and offers connection. And it's truly necessary. So have more music in your life. If you don't, add some more to it. And dancing. Brené Brown says, I measure the spiritual health of our family by how much dancing is happening in our kitchen. And then she says, there is no form of self-expression that makes us feel more vulnerable than dancing. It's literally full body vulnerability. And the only other full body vulnerability that I can think of is being naked. Dancing naked. Being cool and always in control. This is a quote from a film called Almost Famous. The only true currency in this bankrupt world is what you share with someone else when you're uncool. And we have triggers around vulnerability for laughing, for song and dance, and it holds us back. Like I sometimes just mouth the words because I know I'm squeaky. And the fear of being perceived as awkward or silly or goofy or spastic or stupid or immature. And the gremlins say, what will other people think? Everyone's watching, calm down. Or in my case, don't sing so loud, they might hear you. You look ridiculous. Get a hold of yourself. And it's not other people saying that to us, it's these gremlins in our heads. So get deliberate. If you believe laughter, song, and dance are essential, then how can you create more space for them? What can you do? Again, Brené Brown, she was really influential in this. One thing that we've started doing is turning on music in the kitchen while we do a family cleanup after supper. We dance and sing, which in turn always leads to a good laugh. And and a clean kitchen. So make themed playlists. I'm able to do that with my iPhone. I don't know if you have that kind of a device, where I will make some that are meditative songs, some that are healing songs, some that are love songs, some that I know all the words to from the 50s songs. And each one makes me feel differently. So dare to be goofy this week. That's your job. Dance every day for 5 minutes. Make a playlist of songs that you can sing along with. Maybe watch a funny TikTok video that makes you laugh. I like all the puppy and kitten ones. They're so hilarious. So anxiety doesn't have to be a lifestyle. So stop shooting on yourself. And dance even though they are watching. We had someone here who spoke last week, Mishka, and she sent me a little note and said that she really enjoyed it. And one of the things she also enjoys when she comes here is the music, but she's been too shy to dance. So she said, maybe I'll be in the back row so that nobody sees me dancing. Well, we can tell her next time we see her, dance all you want, wherever you are, and we'll dance with you. So what's the greater risk? Letting go of what people think, or letting go of how I feel, what I believe, and who I am? I think I'd rather wake up one day and say, I did it, no matter what somebody thought. So let's sing. It's a great day to be alive. I'll turn my mic off.
No. Make it louder. It's a great day to be alive. God, I'm on the right side. Today, drop it to the mirror. Wanna get out of my own way. On the edge of the beginning, I at the start of something new. I can see the silver lining, yeah, it's coming into view. It's a great day to be alive. It's a great day to be alive. Feeling good and loving life. It's a great day to be alive. It's a great day to be alive. Not gonna let no imperfection get me down. Not gonna let no imperfection get me down. Not gonna Photoshop or filter any of me out. I'm happy in my skin, just being me, myself and I. Open up my eyes to see that I am who I am, and it's more than alright. It's a great day to be alive. It's a great day to be alive. Feeling good and loving life. It's a great day to
your takeaway today?
Everything is just fine the way it is.
Reverend Pat says everything is just fine. Oh yeah, we might want to move to Finland. Do you have extra room? Anyone else? So I'm taking away a few things, but before I tell you, as you were talking about being calm, I was looking at Gracie and the eyes were closing. So she was getting the message. Experimenting with different forms of still and quiet. One of the things that I've been doing for probably about 3 or 4 summers, I go mulberry picking. So there's a tree on the main boulevard in Brantford, but I subsequently discovered 6 other trees. So I choose where I go, but it's very calming because once I get beneath the branches, I can select what I want to eat, and sometimes I have a plastic bag and a wet towel because it's a very it can stain your fingers, and I just pick and then I take them home. I made wine one year, so that's my summer activity that I do by myself. So I'm taking this away with me this week. Wasting your gifts brings distress to your life. I know that for a fact. And when I'm being me, I'm more connected to the inner force, which is very true. And the questions are, what's the value I'm getting from something? I don't ask myself that as much now because I'm really discerning the activities that I do. They must make my heart sing or I just don't do them. But back in the day, I would allow myself to get involved in the activity, and then when I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my God, if I were home, I could be doing this. I'd be much better off. So now I don't do that anymore, but that's a good question. What's the value I'm getting? And is this how I want to spend my time? And lastly, you talked about vulnerability. So dancing, some people feel vulnerable. Being naked, some people feel vulnerable. How about dancing naked? That should be a laugh for you.
That's 100 on the scale.
Think about it.
When I'm alone in my own time.
Everybody got terrified.
Well, just remember the message for the month, imperfect perfection. There you go. Okay, let's turn our attention to conscious giving. Now it's our time to practice the law of circulation, and you can do that through financial giving or blessing and praising. So let's, hand on heart, put your hand on your heart, and let's say the affirmation together. Divine love that I am blesses all I give and all I receive. And just so you're not left out, those of you online, you may send us an e-transfer to admin@unityspiritualcenter.com or donate on our website.
To me too. I love this song. Oh yeah. If it could be that we agree to live in harmony and set aside all that divides for the sake of humanity, we just say yes, 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 yes. If it could be that we agree to meet on common ground, plant a tree and spread the fruit of love all around, would you say yes? Yes, yes, yes. Come on, everybody, sing with me. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, say yes, yes, yes. Woo. If you believe that we oh, you say yes, 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 yes. Somebody said take off your clothes. Will you throw me all out? See the shining sea. Would you say yes? Come on, everybody, sing with me. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, sing yes, yes, yes. Ooh. Yes, yes, yes. Ooh. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, sing yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, sing yes, yes, yes.
And if you have prayer requests, know that we have a prayer box here. You can send us an email to prayer@unityspiritualcenter.com. And know that we are here to pray with you. I'm here to know the truth for you, that everything is always working out, and that God is right where you are. And I think we have an opportunity to have the kids come in now. So we'll turn out the lights and invite them in. I think they're coming with lights. Oh, very nice. Come on up here, honey. Come on over here with all the other kids. Oh, look how beautiful. Look how beautiful. Here, sit down right there, honey. There we go. You guys did. So tell me about this. What did you do? Anybody want to share? Dot, 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 dot. So you painted them and they look beautiful. So do they remind you that you have a light inside of you too? Okay. Thank you. So let's say this prayer together before we sing the last song, okay? The light of God surrounds you. I am the light. The love of God enfolds you. I am the love. The power of God protects you. I am the power. The presence of God watches over you. I am the presence. Wherever you are, God is. Wherever I am, God is. And all is well. And now we'll sing the peace song. Let me start it again, but let's hold hands. Could we?
You're so cute. Yeah. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
So thank you, everyone. Thank you, kids.
Have a wonderful week, and remember, I love you. Bye for now.